All right, welcome everybody. So it's Friday. It's a unique Friday session today, but we're going to call it the Roll Your Own and Roll them if you got them segment today. It's time. We got to roll some stuff. This is where we get paid. This is where the money is. It's all good today. And just going to go in and I'm going to roll my trades. And I'm not going to put on any other trade ideas, nothing. Let's just roll and be done. So let's get into it. And when we do this, let me see if I can. All right, so I'm going to try to look at some charts at the same time so that we can choose from some charts as well, because it's going to matter with the chart as to where we roll to. So let's switch screens and I'm going to go to. One more screen. All right, let me let everybody in. Let's go. Switch screens. Boom. All right, here we go. So let's get into it. Let's rock and roll. I think we're recording, so let's do it quickly. All right, so we got some things to roll today. Again, just to take a quick peek through oil, nothing to do there. That thing's up nicely. Nothing to do on our strangle. That's up 20%. Nothing to do. ES, that's just put debit spreads. Those are fine. We got nothing to do here. We do have a hedge dying today. Good riddance to you. And then we have a put debit spread dying today. So we'll take some losses as a hedge and put debit spread rolls off. We've already booked the profits on it, so it's going to show as a negative today. It's fine. I got another naked put down here. Market's down. Naked puts are up. We're at 81%. We're getting close to taking another one off. Beautiful. We've got another naked put here, which is up. Market's down. Naked puts are up. Love that. I got another naked put up here on the day, and we may add a 120-day naked put. That's not the subject of this thing. Gold up, even though gold is down slightly. The 112 is up, which is what we would expect. On bonds, we got a naked put. That's down a bit as bonds continue to pull back here. 86%, we're nothing to do on that one either. Let me make sure I'm off the screen so that you can easily see. All right, first thing to do is, we got anything to do in gold here? Nope, nothing to do. 7 days left, plenty of extrinsic, nothing to even worry about. We'll ignore gold. It's up a nice chunk of change today. Nothing to do there. All right, let's go quickly here. IBIT, well, that is expiring today at a 99% profit. $10 left on the extrinsic. We could probably just let this thing expire without even rolling it and not even spending the money to close this thing. I guess if we rally a buck or something by the end of the day, I'd have to worry about it. But let's roll out. Now, IBIT. Let's take a quick look at the chart. What's the chart telling me on IBIT? We're in a nice uptrend here. In fact, keep drawing these things out. I think it's too thick of a line. No, it's not. It's all right. Okay, so IBIT looks really good. Nowhere near support. Came down, bounced off that support here today. The 8 is above the 21. We're floundering right between the two, but the 8's above the 21. We're bullish. If you even look at the weekly chart on this thing, in fact, let's go to that chart because I think that's a better chart for what we're doing. Okay. This is a little easier chart to read. All right, so there we go. 8's above the 21. 8's way above the 21. This thing's bullish, which means we're going to go at the money. We could even go out of the money a little bit on it, but we'll stick with that. Here, so. All right. No, it's the wrong one. All right. So you should see the whole screen as well. Alrighty, so that means we're going to go at the money on IBIT. I don't even think I'm going to roll this thing because why spend the money to roll? So I got 10 contracts of IBIT to go out to next week. I'm going to go right at the money. I could go in or out. Things are bullish. Either way, I'm going to get basically the same extrinsic. But if I go here uh, on it, just a slightly in the money, buck 50, we'll do that one. Right. So right at the money, bingo, done. Right. Don't have to do anything more with that. This one should just expire today. I will keep an eye on it. Um, I'm sorry, this one should expire today. I'll keep an eye on it. I mean, if we start to eat closer to 68, well, then I'll close it for a penny. I mean, I guess if you don't even want to deal with it, we'll put an order in to close for a penny and maybe it'll close later on today. Okay. Save myself a whole penny. All right, let's go to macro strategy. Anything to do on this one? Nope. Got 7 days left. We put it on yesterday. It's got plenty of extrinsic. It's in good shape. Nothing to do on strategy. QQQ. We've got a week on these. We already rolled it 2 days ago. It's at 30%. Nothing to do on this. Plenty of extrinsic. Nothing to do on the Qs. And then SPY. We're in the money. We got to roll. We are in the money by about $7.20. Okay, so and it's selling right now for 7.27. So there's only a couple pennies, $9 of extrinsic left in this one. It's all good. And if you're looking at the chart on the S&P, okay, that looks pretty bullish. Eight's way above the 21. They're all stacked. Everything's moving up. So we definitely want to either be slightly out of the money or in the money at the money. So I'm gonna roll it since we're in the money. But we'll do the roll. We're gonna roll out to next Friday, the 22nd, and I'm gonna go right at the money here. We're gonna put this one on $4 of extrinsic. Looks good to me. Okay, we'll put the order in. We'll see if we get filled. Okay, makes sense so far. So a couple things that we've already done today. And by the way, we did close that UNH trade earlier today for a nice winner. IBIT, we've already added the next one on it. We're just waiting for this thing to fill. And maybe it'll fill now. Maybe it won't. All right. So let's hang tight. Let's switch gears, get to the lazy trader account. Let me add a couple people in here real quick. All right, let's go back and share. Okay, we should be sharing again. So hopefully you can see here. More people keep popping in. All right, there's that SPY got filled. All right, so we're done in the Income Navigator account completely. That account's in great shape. Nothing to do today. All right, Amazon. So we got an Amazon trade. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we rolled it 2 days ago. We probably didn't roll it well enough. If you're looking at Amazon, okay, again, using the dynamic selection here, the eight's above the 21 on both the daily and the weekly. We should be rolling at the money. I don't know if I rolled this in the money too much or something, or maybe I was only rolling partial way. There's still some extrinsic left in this thing, but I think I'm going to roll it anyway. And I'm going to roll it here for next week. But I just want to go right at the money on this thing at 230 because Amazon is bullish. Even though, got a little bit of a pullback today, Amazon's still in pretty good shape. So let's take a look at just rolling this thing right to at the money. Done. All right, so Amazon's done. It's bullish. Everything's in good shape. So we're going to roll at the money. All right, Boeing. Okay, this one expires today. It's kind of a traditional poor man covered call, although I've been being a little bit more aggressive on it lately. $3 of extrinsic left. It's going to go bye-bye. If we look at Boeing, okay, bullish, eight's above the 21 everywhere. No reason to think that this thing doesn't keep moving, although it could, it may absolutely fail. We're just going to go right at the money. Sell, done, roll. Okay, we'll wait and see if we got filled. If we don't get filled, we'll adjust it at some point today. You know what? I'm going to leave it. No, maybe. Let's leave it for a minute. All right, Berkshire. This thing's got plenty of extrinsic left. It's in good shape. There's nothing for me to do on Berkshire. It's got 7 days left. No sense rolling. All right, Costco. Costco, plenty of extrinsic left. Got 7 days left. Nothing to do. IBIT expires today. It is not in the money, which means we're going to get a full profit on this thing, which is nice here today. So let's roll on this. So IBIT, and if we're looking at IBIT, we already did this once earlier today, but if you're late to the meeting today, you can see here that 8's above the 21. Even though we're right in between the 8 and the 21, it's still above on both the daily and the weekly. So I'm going to keep sticking to the at the money on these things. Again, I'll look to close this thing for a penny. Maybe I'll get filled. Maybe I won't. I don't care. It should expire for 0, so I don't even need to spend the penny, but maybe I don't feel like monitoring everything through the rest of the day. But let's go out a week. Okay, we're going to go at the money. We're going to sell 10. Okay, for $1.45. I just want to make sure, yes, 10 is the correct number. Pretty much straight at the money. $1.47, we'll take it. So I got a couple extra cents by moving it up a little bit. So we're in good shape. There we go. Bingo. Plenty of extrinsic value left on this thing. Nothing to do. It's bullish. All right. Micro strategy or monster here. Monster. I don't know why I keep doing that. Micro strategy here or strategy. Plenty of extrinsic left. Okay. On this thing, it's in the money. It's down today. It's up $400 on the session. Nothing to do here at all. We could make if we drop to 350, we're going to book 14 grand, and we'll eat up any loss that they want to throw at us. This has been a really pretty interesting trade for us. Netflix. Netflix expires today. Is Netflix bullish or not? So what do we got? Netflix. Oh, that's right. It's no longer in my top stocks, but I like it. Oh, yeah, super nicely bullish, right? 8 above the 21 on both the daily, the weekly. All the EMAs are stacked. This was a great call, I believe, that we made down here. We've already made, $1,100 on one contract, 9% in 4 days. So we'll take it. We timed it well. Now it's time to roll. This thing is in the money, but very little extrinsic. So we are going to have to roll, but it's bullish. So we want to roll at the money. So we're going to roll it right to the at the money strike. It's going to give us a little bit of a debit, okay, because we are having to pay for the fact that we're in the money, but we're just going to roll for the debit here, small debit. Done. Sold. Okay, we own a shiny new naked call, or not naked, a covered call on Netflix with $1,800 of extrinsic. That'll be beautiful there. So still waiting on Boeing, being a little bit of a pain. All right, we'll see. Oh, what in the world is going on with Boeing right now? Making a little bit of a move. Just to be done. Just to be done. Boeing's roll done. All right. So that was Netflix. There's nothing here on NVIDIA. We just have a naked put leap. It's in great shape. QQQ, all naked put leaps, all in good shape. Nothing to do there. SoFi, you can see we're in the money with no time left. Okay, so we got it roll. Okay, we are in the money by 38 cents times 2,000 contracts. So, $50, big deal. Okay, we're going to close this thing out. We're going to roll SoFi. What do we do? Do we roll in the money or do we roll at the money? What do you guys think? In the money, at the money? This is a quiz. In the money, at the money. This is easy stuff. Eight's above the 21 on both. Looks pretty nice. Anybody in the money, at the money? At the money. Thank you. Yeah, just let me know you're live. All right. So we got a roll. We're going to do a quick roll out the next week, and we're going to go right at the money, which is right where the same strike that we were using before, 23. We'll get 51 cents on this thing times 2,000 contracts. We're going to book another $960. Done. Sold. All right. So SoFi, we are now proud owners of this $23 covered call with $1,000 worth 1,040 of extrinsic value. Okay, a little bit of intrinsic, 42 cents worth, and a lot of extrinsic. All right, SPY, right? We do have a covered call on this leap here. Plenty of extrinsic. Uh, it's only been on for 2 days. Nothing to do. It's only one contract. No big deal. Then we got some SPY leaps that are up nicely. Nothing to do. Okay, leave that alone. SPY I, it's just here for dividends. TMF, it's just here for the fact that we got assigned on crappy thing that I'm still waiting for the day that bonds will ever rise. Uh, I'm hoping I'm alive when that happens. All right, more people entering. All right, so now we're down to Tesla. Let's take a look. What do we got? We got one expiring, right? So we got one, but it is actually not in the money. So we've got a nice 96%. We're gonna book 4,400 bucks on this Tesla. That's nice. We'll take that thing. I could let this thing simmer out by the end of the day. There's still 73 cents left in this thing in the money. So, we got $200 to come out. I don't know if I want to move it yet. Uh, Tesla's just holding on to this thing, thinking that, oh, maybe we'll go up a buck and then we'll be, this will go in the money. I don't know. I'm going to leave it and I'm going to see what Tesla does. If I see Tesla move up and hit my strike, I'll close it. Maybe won't close it for as much, but there's still 2 hours left in the day. Well, now we're at 70 cents. We're not in the money. We're out of the money. It should expire worthless. Now it's 68 cents. I mean, why waste $200? I think we just let it go, right? And let's just see. In fact, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do what we did before, but you gotta remember what you're doing here. And I do have another meeting today, so I gotta keep track of these things. However, three contracts, because I have both a poor man's covered call and a synthetic stock play of one. So I do need to sell 3 of these. Let's just do it and leave this one on for now and see if we can get our 225 bucks back. If Tesla goes up, I mean, the gamble could pay off, may not pay off. We'll see. But I'm going to go out here. Tesla, what are we? Anybody know? Anybody know? What do you think? Okay. 8's above the 21 on both. 8's above the 21 here. Yeah, it's a little weak, but it's right at the 10. It's still bullish to me, so it's still an at the money call for me. So let's stick to the at the money. And let's just sell this puppy here. So let's go with the 330 at the money. Hmm. Done. All right. So we just did that one as well here. All right, and if you rolled, you're fine. I didn't roll, which means I got to make sure this thing isn't the problem by the end of the day. But I didn't want to leave 200 bucks on the table. It's a, yeah, it's a $400,000 account, but it's 200 bucks still. 200 bucks is 200 bucks. I got 2 hours. If we don't go anywhere on the markets into the end of the day and Tesla gets a little weaker, then I'll make another $100 or something. I don't want to be nitpicky on it, but yeah, I just sold this for $2,200 worth of extrinsic. So I'm all good. Let's just see what happens with this one. If Tesla starts to move up, I'll give up a little bit of money. And it looks like maybe it'll make that run. Who knows? All right, and then the big kahuna here. If I don't roll and Tesla goes up, aren't I risking assignment? Well, I am if it closes in the money at the end of the day. So I won't let it get there. So by the end of the day, I will close it. Now, if I see Tesla start going up, if Tesla breaks like 332, okay, then I will consider taking that off and my little gamble will have not paid off. Okay? And we are moving up. So Tesla is moving up towards that. So, maybe I'll eat $100. Maybe will make 200. I don't know. But yeah, if Tesla, you got to take it off. You can't leave two covered calls on here. That's not a good idea. But you can't let this thing cannot go in the money. Then I'm going to get assigned, which is not, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world because if I get assigned, I will, that I'll close this out and I'll make money on it because I'll only be in the money by maybe $1. So $300 or something. I would buy it back. I wouldn't even worry about it. But so I'm not worried. Let's just leave it alone. Okay. All right. Now the big one, UNH. What a nice run up today. Uh, this is great. I mean, our base position now, okay, our core position's now up on the year, which is beautiful. We are going to have to pay some cash, okay, to buy this son of a gun back. All right. So, what are we doing on UNH? Okay. Well, that's a heck of a move, right? Um, 8 and 21. Well, now they're almost tied. And then they're not tied on the weekly. There's a gigantic gap to fill here. So I guess you can go in the money, which would be probably the smart thing to do. Would not be to roll up the entire way. So let's take a quick look. And by the way, what is the ATR on this one? Average true range is $13. So $13 is the average true range. Yeah, I'm going to go partial, 100% Dave. I'm just trying to figure out what that partial is going to be. So $13 average true range. Let's get into it. Let's roll. It's going to cost us some cash. So make sure if you're doing this, you got cash. Okay, I'm going to roll to the same expiration. Okay, because I had already rolled it once and then, Buffett got involved. All right, we're way down here. We are going to roll up. It is going to cost us some cash to roll. Okay. Now, average true range is 13, and this thing's at 309, so you're talking like 295-ish. The expected move is also 295. Now I'm looking at the daily because I'm only rolling out 7 days. So I have the 9-period ATR. I think that answers both questions. So 9-period ATR, and because I'm rolling weekly, I think that's fine. So expected move or ATR, either way, the 295 seems to really be the spot. So we're going to roll up. We're not going to roll up way far. It wouldn't be the worst thing if you rolled up to maybe the 285 either or the 290. So what's the difference? $27 versus $23 on 400 contracts. It's like $1,200 in cash. Yeah, nothing fancy on that one, by the way, on the ATR. I'll just share it with you quickly. And then we'll wrap up. Hang tight, hang tight. All right, so it's just down here. If I share my settings, you can see this is the ATR. It's the 9 RMA. Okay, nothing fancy. Pretty much just standard here. Uh, 9 RMA. You can use, SMA, EMA. You want to use the EMA on it? We can use the EMA. I don't know that this is going to make a big difference. It takes it from 9 to 15. It actually makes a pretty big difference on it. I'm going to stick with the RMA. Well, it really doesn't make that big a difference, but let's just stick with this with the RMA. All right, you guys got that. Let's get back here. 290, 295. It's really a coin flip on this thing. Maybe because we're rolling up so doggone far, where would the 290 be? It's I probably like the 290 more than the 295. It could run for a couple days. It could also reverse. It's got a gap to fill here. It would not surprise me that this gap now gets filled. Gaps get filled, and I think this one's got a good chance of getting filled out there. Where's my tools? Oh, there they are. Okay, whoops. This one. I don't know that you ever have to be perfect on these gap fills, but there's the gap to fill. I'm not going to put it at 270, okay, because I don't think a gap fills maybe this quickly, but I think the 290 or the 285 is even more conservative. It's kind of halfway to where I would have gone. And I can always roll again on this thing if it keeps moving up. Let's just do the 290 and be done. All right, so this is where we're going to go. It's a little bit of a back and forth on this thing. Here comes the adventure is getting filled on UNH. We'll see if we get filled. All right, so I'm going to roll up to the 290. I wouldn't fault anybody for for doing the 285 or the 295. I think you could go any of those. Okay, and if you just wanted to roll up a little bit at a time each week here, I don't know how soon this gap will get filled. It could get filled quickly. It might take a week. It may never happen. But we were just filled. So we're going to take that and run with it. So I like it. I think that's a good move. That takes care of everything. So all of our trades are done. Did I reload the 160 day, 120 day? I did not. Didn't get to that at all today. This is all just a rolling piece. If I do, I will most likely still do it today. Although, I don't know. Let's go 6 deltas somewhere down here. Can't remember how many contracts I did. So before I roll, my guess is I'll probably roll out to this 5,200. That'll probably be it. I'm not going to roll yet. I gotta double check my sizing. All right, question. Is it possible and okay to make a long call of a synthetic with protection a few days after a trade was done? Well, it's very different because if you did a leap, then you're in the money pretty far. I wouldn't use that really deep in the money leap to make a synthetic from because if I'm going to do the synthetic, the benefit is going at the money and then putting the protective put on. So if you were going to do that, I'd probably just close the long leap and put on a completely new trade. unless are you looking at a major loss? So that's the question for you is by doing so, would you be incurring a major loss to take a deep in the money 80 delta leap and turning that into a synthetic, which is at the money? I would personally would just close the leap and redo it. The other um, man, I don't know on MicroStrategy here. It's definitely been weak here. Now we're bouncing off of this support level that we got here. So we're at the bottom of Bollinger Band. We're at my support level that I had already pegged. In fact, we almost hit it to the penny where we've been before. Bitcoin's had a bit of a pullback here. I still think Bitcoin goes higher. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know that I can recommend anything. So technically, I can't recommend anything for you. What I would suggest is, I mean, what makes sense for you here to do that? Would I enter this thing? Well, if you look at the weekly chart, it's still a decent uptrend. Uh, I I can't, again, I'm not going to recommend that you get in on something that's falling this hard. I'd probably, personally, if it was me right now and I'm not in strategy, I might wait to see if we get a reversal. This is a nice hammer candle at the bottom here. Okay, so I think that's all nice to look at. Uh, but you do have a descending triangle and you have the 200 here. I think I would just I mean, what's the rush today on a Friday with who knows what could happen over the weekend? I would probably see let's see on Monday, do we get, or Monday and Tuesday, do we get a reversal? I don't think it's going to 400 tomorrow. So I think with the momentum to the downside everywhere here, I would not be in a hurry to put on a strategy trade right now. I think if it was me, I wouldn't do it. I would hold. Now, I could be wrong. It could reverse 50 points tomorrow for all I know, but I mean, if you're looking at this chart, what on this chart makes you think this thing is done going down, with the exception of the hammer candle that you had yesterday that bounced off the Bollinger Band, but then you got another hammer candle, hammer, three in a row, and it's still going down. So every day it finishes off its lows, which is great, but the next day it never follows through. MACD is accelerating to the downside. RSI is falling. Stochastic momentum is falling. All of those are falling on the weekly. There's not a lot of good stuff here on MicroStrategy. I think you could be getting close to a great buying opportunity. I just think you wait till you see the whites of their eyes before you fire. And I would want to see something move higher. Is it okay to trade mainly in compartment covered calls in your account with Vega so high? My Vega is not high on my accounts. My Vega's in good shape because I mean, just look, there's my Vega's almost probably zero. In fact, let's take a look. I'm going to move stuff from one screen to the next here. You can stare at my lovely image here. If I look at my Vega in this account, which is a lot of compartment covered calls, is 960, and my theta is 1374. So my Vega is pretty doggone low in this account. So my Vega is not high, okay, at all. And why is your Vega not high? Well, look at these things. I mean, Amazon, you've got long Vega down here, but then you're offsetting it with short Vega on the covered calls. So poor man covered calls are good Vega trades because they offset each other because you've got covered calls with the negative Vega and the longs with the positive Vega. You look at this Tesla or UNH. Okay, there's positive Vega on these things. So if I'm positive Vega on both these trades. What does that mean? Well, that means if volatility explodes to the upside, I'm going to make a boatload of money because my longs, okay, which are positive Vega, those are going to explode to the upside. All right. Um, Hopefully that makes sense for that there. I did this today instead of, by the way, instead of doing the build your trade plan. We'll get back to that next week. I thought it was more important to roll stuff today live, and I've got to jump in a minute here. Real quick, I made an error when I rolled the Tesla call a couple days back. I picked the 332.5, but I picked 822, not today. You rolled down to 330. Should I keep my call at 3? I mean, I guess the question is on if is your 332.5 for the 22nd. I mean, are you out of extrinsic? I don't think so, right? You've got at least $2.30 of extrinsic times, however many contracts you have. So you've got at least 230. I wouldn't touch it. So if you rolled it to 822, great. I wouldn't do anything. You're in good shape. You're not in the money at all. You don't have any negative delta on the thing. You have plenty of extrinsic. If it was me, I wouldn't touch it. In fact, I rolled a bunch of things to 822. And in my small account, I'm starting to roll things out like 2 weeks now because doing this every Friday is frankly getting to be a pain in the tuchus. So uh, I think I'm rolling 2 weeks on half of the trades and alternating that so that every week I'm only rolling like half of my trades because frankly it's a lot of work if you have a lot of these on. I actually feel like I have too much running right now, but this is my investing account. But um, I think I'm okay with that. All right. So there you go. That's everything today. There's the rolls. Everything's rolled. Uh, Loving it. We're good. Feel fantastic. I loved the fact that UNH has now recovered every penny and then some on my leaps, and I'm now positive. I love it. So perfect, perfect, perfect. Pretty happy. If this thing goes nowhere from here and stays right here, I'm totally fine. Let's just keep selling our at the monies on that UNH, and we'll be in good shape. All right. Sounds good, guys. Let's let you go, and we'll talk to everybody in the Discord. See ya.